What's up, my friends? Welcome to day 3 of the MYT, Men's Yoga Tribe and Men's Yoga Transformation Release and Activate Challenge, where we're pairing yin yoga postures for increasing our flexibility with modern contract, relax techniques and with the breath work. And we're going to jump right into it today. We're going to start with 3 of those release breaths, where we'll breathe in 4. We'll hold for 7. We'll exhale for 8 counts. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Breathing in. Holding, trying to keep your neck and shoulders relaxed. Throat relaxed. Rib cage expanded. Breathing out for 8. Releasing all the tension in your body. In. Holding, releasing any unintended tension. Breathing out. One more time, breathing in. Holding. And out. Resting. Now we'll get into 2 postures that are really important for anyone who's sitting. Most of us have very weak feet and stiff and inflexible ankles, and if these don't work well, neither do your knees, your hips, which also means that your back probably hurts. So we're going to start with addressing these feet and ankles, as well as getting into the hips, which would be a big deal for you. So any props that you may need today could be some blocks, or if you've got some pillows that you could lean on, or even a chair out in front of you, that'll be helpful too. You're going to set those up at the front of your mat. And we're going to start in a little hands and knees. It's called tabletop. And we're going to take a long hands and knees position just so that you have a little bit of space. That's just walking your hands one handprint forward, your knees one knee print back. And peek back through your legs for a second. Make sure you cannot see your feet between your knees. If you can, you're externally rotated, which means your sacrum right here is crunched up. So we're going to slide those away from each other. Gently stretch the mat apart between your knees. Feel your hips stay high. Happy tail. We don't want any sad tails here. We want a happy day. Press the floor away from your palms. It's like you're shrugging away from the floor with your shoulders. And then one more little thing. We're going to make a little metal singer or cat vomit sound. A little to help us zip the front ribs in. And then we're going to sweep our right foot forward to the inside edge of your right hand. Toes towards the fingertips. You can come up to your fingertips here. You might decide that, like, hey, there's not enough space. So you might decide to grab your blocks here. I'm going to do it without the blocks so that you can see me. And while we're here, press into the top of your left foot, especially into your pinky toe. And just notice how as you do that, you're going to feel a little activation through the back of this left leg, maybe even your glute. Again, I've never found a textbook body, so you might feel something slightly different than that, and that's okay. Peek back at your heel. Make sure that it's not collapsing in or out, that it's pointing straight up. And then press into the top of that left foot, lift that left knee up, feel all that work there, all that hip extension, and keep that work as we press into that pinky toe again. That's going to spin that left hip in, and then set that left knee down without really releasing that contraction. Press down or ground to the inner edge of your right foot and that right big toe, and press your right thigh out into your right arm. Feel that right leg working. Like a little cobra, we're opening the heart here. We're zipping our belly in. And imagine there's a rubber band wrapped around your elbows, squeezing them together. Press out, stretch that rubber band. And now the fun part. We're going to do our contract, relax breath. As you inhale, press down with that right foot like you're pushing into a gas pedal. Hold for a moment, inflating the back of your ribs. And as you exhale, relax that. See if you can lunge even deeper into it. You might have to drag your left leg without this left heel coming up. 4 more times. Big inhale, press down. with both feet. Holding, chest open, rubber band stretched. Exhaling. Again, if my breaths are too long, shorten them, make them work for you. Inhale, press. Holding. Relax any unintended tension. Releasing. Sometimes I like to bring my right hand up here and wiggle into that too, so I can wiggle into that ankle more. 2 more times. Big inhale, press. Holding. I feel a lot of activation through my right leg here. Releasing. Wiggling. 1 more time. Big inhale, press. Long through the spine. Holding. And releasing. And then we'll sweep that right knee back to meet the left in tabletop. Pause here. And take any wiggles that you feel like you need. Notice the difference between the right and the left hip and ankle now. And when you're ready, you're going to take the same thing on the other side, this long tabletop. Sweeping your left foot to the inside edge of your left hand. You'll probably have to lift your hand up to get there. Point your right toes straight back. Blocks if you need them. Press into the top of your right foot. Lift that right knee up. Extension through the right hip. Press down into your right pinky toe. That's going to spin your right hip in a little bit. Keep all that work there as you set that right knee down. Ground it, pressing down to the inner edge of your left foot. Left toes, especially second and third toe, pointing straight ahead. Press that left thigh out. All that work through your left leg. Long through your torso, heart lifted. Stretch the rubber band on your elbows. Big inhale, press down through both feet. Pressing down to that left foot like it's pushing into a gas pedal. Hold. Breathe into the back of your rib cage. As you exhale, stretching, lunging deeper into it as far as you can go with that left heel coming up. You might have to drag your right leg with. Again, big inhale, press down. Holding long through your torso, rib cage, zipped in, elbows stretching, exhaling. You might decide to wiggle into that left knee and ankle a little bit on your exhales. Big inhale, activate, press down. Holding. Releasing. Relax, you get into that stretch. 2 more times here. Big inhale, press down. Long through your spine. Holding. Releasing. 1 more time. Big inhale, press down. Hold. Release. And then sweeping back to your tabletop. Noticing the after effects and take any wiggles that you feel like you need here. Now, I'm going to turn 90 degrees to my left so I can keep my knees on the mat, but you might decide to stay right where you're at. We're pretty much done with our blocks here. And from this position, we're going to bring your feet together. Big toes can touch. Your knees can be hip to shoulder width. You're going to sit your butt back towards your heels. Reach, unbunch any bunched up skin in your knees. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, lay your belly down over your thighs, little child's pose. And from here, you might even bring your forearms down to the mat. Start to slide your knees out as wide as they can go, coming into what's called a frog position. And your toes can point straight back, they can even touch, or you can slide them away from each other. You can experiment here, figure out what feels the best for you. Trying to keep a happy tail so we're not tucking under yet. And zipped in ribs so we're not pushing into our adrenals in the backside. And while we're here in this frog position, we're going to imagine you're facing down a hallway. There's a wall running against your right knee. There's a wall running against your left. And the first thing that we're going to do is as we inhale, we're going to press out into those walls. Squeeze your butt like you're trying to make your legs even more open. Holding, breathing, pulling that breath into the back of your ribs. And as you exhale, relax that and wiggle front and back. Settle in. And again, big inhale, press out into the walls. Hold it. Releasing. Rocking. One more time here. Big inhale, pressing out. Hold it. Releasing. I'm going to try and change the direction of the contraction now and just see how it impacts your body. Imagine that you're riding a giant bull and you're trying to squeeze onto that bull with your legs for dear life. So it's like we're squeezing our knees into the mat. As you inhale, squeeze. Hold. Exhale, relax. Rock front to back. Maybe you can walk or slide your knees further apart. One more time. Big inhale. Squeeze the bull. Holding. Releasing. Then we're going to come all the way out. You can either lay down to your belly and slide your legs back behind you one at a time, or you can plant your hands or your forearms and come back to that child's pose. Back to tabletop, hands and knees. Just pausing there. Find that neutral position with the hips, so make sure you can't see your feet back between your knees. Taking any movements that feel right for you here. And then closing this thing out for the day. Notice what felt really impactful for you and practice that again today. Do that another 2 to 3 times. Each of these 5 rounds of PNF or contract, relax, release breaths that we do is really impactful. It takes about 2 minutes. And then if you want to hold it like we did in Reset Challenge, that yin style of yoga, for 3 to 5 minutes, you can. That's going to get you a long-term change in your tissues. The contract, relax is going to get you a short-term shift. This is the kind of stuff you want to do before a workout, so you're not putting yourself at risk of hurting yourself when you go to lift heavy weights or perform. This is also a wonderful thing to do if you have 10 minutes of a rest or a break from work or school or anything else that you're engaged in, to pop in a few postures just for 5 breaths. Who doesn't have time for that? And totally reset your body. So drop it in the comments. Let me know what felt really good for you. And also, if you have questions, anywhere that you feel like you need help, drop in there. Let me know, because I want to make this as impactful for you as an individual as possible. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow for day 4. Bye.